It could be the final game of MLG Winter Championships 2013 as Life leads in the Grand Finals versus Flash. 3-2. Can he close it out now on Daybreak?
Well, we're about to find out. I mean, we couldn't ask for a better final right now, already going into Game 6, the potential of going the full 7 games. And I mean, Life one game up 3-2. Now the stat that was thrown out earlier,
yes,
Life did win that game. He's on the road to making this stat, well, be number 9.
In my opinion, an excellent number.
Yeah.
Up in the top right-hand corner. Currently, the only Zerg in the quarterfinals, the only Zerg in the semifinals, and of course the only Zerg remaining in the finals. Can he blow everyone's expectations out of the water and be the champion in this game from Star Tail? It is Life!
In the southwest position as the Blue Terran. His tournament life is on the line. An amazing career through Brood War, just beginning to establish an amazing career here in StarCraft 2, but he wants this MLG Winter Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for KT Flash!
You know, you gotta stop and ask now, how does Flash respond when he's one game away from elimination?
How does Flash respond if he is one game away from elimination, Sean? Well, you told me to ask, right?
Well, oh, yes, listen. A lot of players will decide to cheese in a spot like this. A lot of players will try to stick to their guns and do their trusted build in a spot like this. We've seen the cheese work for Flash, but we've seen his standard straight-up build be completely decimated by Life. I honestly think that Flash's tool might have to be the siege tank. Polt used it to successfully thwart the aggression of Life. Has Flash studied Life enough? Can he just on the fly figure out how to deal with this Ling Bang Ling all in? I
would love to see something like that. You know, I love to talk about the dynamic capabilities of these players to be able to just change things up on the fly in the midst of a grand finals and a best of 7 to go. Ooh. You know what? I identify this as being a problem, and this is what I'm going to do to change it. We've seen it through a few players here during the Winter Championships, but can it be done here in such a critical time, the grand finals?
It's so tough to tell how Flash, how can you deal with this? Right now, Life has not gone third hatchery before Pool has opted to go gas Pool straight away. We see Flash doing the same tried and true standard, going command center, then barracks, then refinery to tech straight to that tech lab, tech straight to that reactor and get that factory double Hellion going.
Pool is halfway done now with the gas coming out. 2 drones on that geyser. SCV is going to chill out down at the 3rd, possibly go back in here momentarily. But with that command center finishing up for Flash, he'll be going into what we will see is his sort of design for this game, what could be the final game versus Life. Mm-hmm. Such a critical game here for Flash.
Meanwhile, it looks like Life, yet again, taking an extremely swift 3rd hatchery, but this time much earlier, Zergling speed, so he can begin applying pressure to Flash right away.
Which, I mean, I'm not surprised with it all. With a so heavy Ling Bang Ling style coming out by Life, Zergling speed, the foundation of that, you know, absolutely allows him to control space, and at this point, possibly even put some fear into Flash. Just showing a lot of Zerglings could immediately trigger that response of, okay, well, it's going to be more of the same, but it doesn't necessarily have to be.
And you know, I will say, completely ignoring what the results wind up being, it feels extremely uncomfortable to play against a player as aggressive as Life. When you win, how does the game go? You defended, you lost a whole bunch of workers, there were crazy base trades going on, and then finally, he taps out. But here, Flash is experiencing that, and then huge early losses as well. It's so difficult to maintain your cool in this position. Incredible respect to Flash for just sticking to his standard build in the midst of this sort of pressure.
3rd command center is going to go down to make a big old wall here at the natural. Lings are going to quickly just dispatch themselves back to the towers, gain some vision, or potentially just go around and grabs some control of the map. Now we've taken more workers off of gas for life here, so he's content with just getting the 100 for speed, and just currently sitting on the 30. Now he's going to repopulate, and will we see again that Ling Baneling aggression come out from life? It transitions so well then into the Mutalisk play to just sort of, you know, finish his opponent off. And what will Flash do to try to combat this? First Hellions are out on the field.
Very tough position for Flash to be in. His combat shield not done during the engagement last game. Looks like, I mean, if Life tries to do the exact same thing, it's going to be the same story, but no, Life doing a little switch up, getting a layer at the 7-minute mark. It looks like he's going to be going for Mutalisk play. Perhaps he feels that Ling Baneling much too easy to do spotting for on this map. The 2 watchtowers lock down everything. On Cloud Kingdom, you can swing around. On Akalon Waste, you can swing around, not the tail on this map.
Is it, I mean, is it fair to say that that's also almost a respectful build towards Flash, knowing that the drop potential on this map could be really, really nasty?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Life is both respecting the drop potential Flash and saying, you know, if you saw this Ling Baneling attack coming, I'm pretty sure I'd be dead, so.
Right. Oh, we'll find out here soon enough. Lair going to be finishing up momentarily.
Ooh, fast Widow Mines, not going to delay those in the slightest.
No, and you know, rightfully so. If it does happen, having a few out there early on, you know, Flash didn't have those Widow Mines until about, you know, the second attack or halfway through the second attack. But look at the rally for it, going straight over to that third. We saw him do that in one of the previous games. I believe that was Planet S. That was game 1.
Yeah. I mean, ooh, such an intense position to be in right now. Flash going for that quite a large addition of barracks, 4 total. 1-1 started for Life, still behind Flash. Spire started. No Baneling nest yet. It's going to look like the beginnings of a very tense game. No shenanigans of big Ling Baneling all-ins. Well,
there's the Baneling nest, but we'll see still how it transpires here. As you mentioned, 1-1 about to complete along with Stim as well. Hellions trying to hunt for those Zerglings. Zerglings trying to maintain map control, keeping a couple Zerglings around to alert him when the Terran is close. They are going to be very easy to kill, but that's okay. The vision is, well, vision wins games. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're playing. If you don't have vision, vision can win you games.
There we see Life beginning to try to make a little engagement, a little approach up to that expansion. He's going to run headlong into a mine, but did not go off onto the detonation range. And it looks like he may run headlong into another mine. Nope, there's the Hellions. Flash picks off this little force. It's not a big victory, but Flash must be thrilled.
We did see one Zergling sneak his way in. I guess he was quickly taken out, yes, by that the Marines out there. Hellions continue to do a great job with control. Now, initial more Widow Mines coming out. They did not make their way over there, so he just decided to use them at his third and at his natural, which I think is a very appropriate thing to do. Now, the first Mutas are out, and they are going in for an assault. A few Banelings and Lings morphed inside the main base. But those Mutas are going to head out right now.
Flash is moving out. Flash is moving out. He is going to run out of his base at the worst possible time. Life. I mean, it looks like Flash has been anticipating this Baneling attack, preparing against the Baneling attack, and just forgot about good old plain classic Mutas in the back.
Immediately pulls these SCVs away. The rest of the army's moving in, unfortunately, led by those Hellions. They only wish they could shoot up. And the medevac's almost getting targeted down. Right now, Flash wishes he would have one of those mines in the path of the Mutas, but it's not going to work out quite that way. There's still a few around. He could possibly try to bait them into them, but no. Life Too Smart will evacuate with his Mutas.
Not particularly high kill counts on any of the workers. It's 5 total killed off. Flash with that immediate snap response, but now has the core set of structures producing 5 barracks, 1 factory, pumping out those Widow Mines, and of course, the medevacs being produced 2 at a time. That is going to be the big, expensive spending going on by Flash right now on Camp Life. It looks like he is almost, it looks like Flash is about halfway done with 2-2. Life is about a third done with 2-2.
There's 15 Mutas on the map, and look at this, Flash is moving out. He alerts Life by taking out, or trying to take out that Overlord. The Mutas are going back into the main, though. There is no defense here, just this single missile turret, and it goes down so quickly.
Flash is continuing to shove. It looks like this Marine mine might be enough to deflect Life. I mean, very cautious engagements by Flash. This is when we started to see him power up in game number 2.
I feel like he wants to force Life back with those mutas, but we have a drop inside the main. Very, very quick reaction coming out by Life, but the Zerglings stop just next to the Baneling nest. He's gonna go back in, and there comes a big ol' attack.
A surround in the center of the map. Mines nowhere to be found. Flash forced to retreat. The medevac drop forced to retreat. Life in total lockdown.
Oh, that was so bad, dropping that supply down to 142 to 176 of Life, but another group of reinforcing Marine Mine and Hellions come out. They're gonna now target this 4th base in the southeast corner of the map.
2-2 is about to finish, and then 2 attack is done, 2 armor is done. This is an excellent timing. Right now, these mines are about to deal massive damage, and a huge connection. All those Mutalisks down to about half health. A drop in the top right is cleaned up by Life, but the supply is slowly dwindling.
Yeah, those mutas take a huge hit, but what was important is that there weren't as many deaths as, of course, he would have loved to see. There are still on the field 23 Mutalisks, and with their new health regen, you know, those mine hits, they look amazing, they sound crunchy, but ultimately, as long as mutas stay back.
More mines connecting very nicely. It looks like there's one more to go. The Marines getting surrounded by Banelings, Zerglings. All Flash wants is mutas versus Marines. It looks like the Mutalisks target firing all of those medevacs. Flash knows that this is the key position. If he can just pick off this expansion, he will be in excellent shape, but Life just has too many units.
Yeah, he tried one last final push in. The hatchery has 226 hit points remaining. He's gonna bring some more Widow Mines out, and this Zerg army's gonna stick around to fight. Boom goes 1, boom goes 2, but there's just nothing left for Flash to clean up what's left of the mutas.
I mean, Flash can pull back, get a little bit of ease up on the pressure. I mean, Marines coming out 12 at a time is very difficult to deal with as a Zerg player, but I mean, very boldly, Flash going straight in with this Marine mine, and equally boldly, Life deciding to just deal with it straight up.
2-2 upgrades on the Terran. Right now, Mutalisks have +1 air attack, 2-2 on the Lings, which of course make those Banelings ultra effective as well. There's the scan to identify the location of the army on the map, and it is right on. Flash sees everything. It forces Life back a little bit. That hatchery's starting to heal up now, and does look like it might live to see another day. But Life's also taken that middle expansion, and that's going to be really key for him to allow him to control that middle of the map. Another drop inside the main, but the mutas shut it down so quickly.
Mutas show up right on time. Flash also taking another opportunity to step forward. And it looks like the medevacs get picked off down at the south end. But these mines have to make huge connections for this to be a worthwhile investment for Life.
Got some infestors coming out as well, and that makes this army just even more scary. One additional, or one minor change, one addition to Life's army, and suddenly a couple of fungals in the grand scheme of things could completely shut down Flash right now.
I mean, Flash is just trying to bait Life to walk over these mines. I mean, Flash might need a way. Oh my God, this is perfect! God. And he doesn't kill off almost any of the Zerglings. How is that possible? Flash's mines do nearly nothing, and it looks like Life is going to roll over everything. A drop down in the bottom right may very well kill this expansion.
Yeah, we've got 3-3 on the way. Broodlords now coming out, 48 additional Zerglings, and right now Flash can do nothing but trickle Marines out of his base. He's relying on just the sole Widow Mine, a couple of Widow Mines and a few units to try to make something happen here, and he will not give up quite yet, but Life continues to push his advantage.
I mean, there's mines all over the middle of the map, and it looks like Life is not paying attention. He's about to fly headlong over those. Nice pick, and it looks like a third's gonna go down too. This is exactly what Flash has been looking for all game long. 3-3 about to be finished. Broodlord count is at 5 though. Can Flash have an answer to this?
Well, I see no Vikings in the making, and that's a little scary. And here come the Broodlords. I mean, right away, he's gonna see that and retreat back. He's got a lot of Widow Mines in position, but now that that Overseer's out, he's gonna be able to clear them out with the long-range attacks of those Broodlords.
Yep. Planetary Fortress up in mid. It's 4 bases to 4 bases. But the Viking count is going to be very small. Flash only just now starting starports 2 and 3. Life has a small number of units that can deal with multi-drops. Zerglings and Mutalisks, keep in mind, it is a terrible time trying to defend against drops with just Broodlord Corruptor.
Oh, the Medivacs took a wrong turn, but he's going to try to bring it and use it as an opportunity to bait the opponent in. Life is immediately going to turn around, and that was a failed drop attempt by Flash, but probably safer in the grand scheme of things. The mute is almost met up with those Medivacs, those fully loaded Medivacs there on the north side. Oh, they're all by themselves.
They don't have any support. And one Broodlord down. Can he get any more? Is this the time? Was it the blunder that Flash has been waiting for all game long? It looks like the answer is yes. Baneling's rolling in, not quite connecting. Flash splitting very well. Zergling's trying to maneuver around to the backside. Broodlord's undefended, down to 6. Can he get more? It looks like overwhelming numbers are too much.
Oh, and a bunch of Widow Mines fall down. They were not burrowed. They're easily picked off as well, and additional Broodlords are coming in. It's going to make the total about 8. The mute count remains, well, only at about 5 after those disastrous Widow Mines there at the 5th. But it doesn't matter because the real key to this force is, of course, the Broodlord Corruptor. And he's starting to move closer and closer to Flash's middle base.
Widow Mines burrow, but of course, Life has an answer, the poaching Overseer. It looks like the Broodlord will get into a little bit of a dangerous position. This is a tough spot because the mines will be set off by the Broodlings, dealing more damage to Flash than to Zerg units.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate. We're going to see another Medivac go down. Lings run by into the main, more mines being put down, but it doesn't matter. The Broodlords say, I want this base, and I will sit here until it is down. The Queens are out to heal up these Broodlords, and this is a push that says, I want to end it right here.
And there, the target fire on the planetary fortress. Flash needs to pull absolutely everything to repair that, else let it fall. 2 Widow Mines burrow up in mid. Amazing connections with the Broodlords, but it's not enough. The 4th falls.
And it's just now a question of where does Life go from here. He's getting, we see more Vikings coming out from Flash, but it just doesn't matter. It's basically a small handful of units trying to defend against this giant term swarm, 186 to 135. We see Life moving more and more, or closer and closer to the base. Here comes another big hit. This could be it, Sean.
Oh my God, Flash trying to split, transfuses, Life, GG!
Life wins another MLG championship, defeating Flash 4 games to 2.
Back-to-back MLG champion. Startail Life goes straight to Flash. Good game. Ladies and gentlemen, there is your champion, Life! What a win, Marcus! Every Zerg fell immediately in the tournament. The Zerg win rate at this event was under 30%, except for Life, who won series after series, brought to game 5 in the quarters and semis, in the round of 16 and the quarterfinals, and now here, edging out Flash 4-2.
Absolutely incredible. The action all weekend was amazing, but to culminate it with a final like that, all I gotta say is we're gonna be seeing a lot of Zerglings on the ladder going into next week. It's gonna be interesting to see just what this tournament does to the metagame. One of the amazing things that is exciting to get with the new expansion, Heart of the Swarm.
I mean, Heart of the Swarm has really opened up all sorts of new possibilities, and we see all of these players thrown into chaos, trying to solve their way through new and unusual situations in life. Really incredible credit to him for being able to solve this problem that plagued every Zerg in the early round, and seeming to have completely conquered it by the day's end.
Well, we are going to now hear from the winner over on the stage, Anna Prosser-Robinson, with an interview. Anna, take it away.
Say hello to your champion. Life, when did you know in that last match that you were going to be the champion?
그 맨 마지막 매치에서 언제부터 이길 거라고 자신 있으셨어요?
솔직히 맨 마지막 판은 뭘 해도 이길 줄 알았어요.
The last round, no matter what happened, he knew he was gonna win it.
You are also, I'm told, the first person to win 2 back-to-back MLG championships. How does it feel to hold that title?
MLG 챔피언십 2년 연속 이기신 분은 최초로 처음이신데 어떠세요? 기분이?
처음인 줄 몰랐는데 일단 처음을 해서 좋아서요.
I actually didn't know it was the first time, but after hearing about it, it feels pretty good.
It definitely does. Well, you're also the first Heart of the Swarm MLG champion. Is this going to be your game, or is anybody going to be able to take you on as we move forward with this new game?
군단의 신장의 게임에서도 첫 번째 챔피언이신데 이제 계속 이걸 유지하실 건가요? 군단의 신장의 신이 되실 것인가요?
솔직히 저가 좀 많이 약해서 버프를 해주셨으면 하고 하면 계속 유지할 수도 있을 것 같아요.
I personally think Zerg's a little weak, so it would be great if they would strengthen the Zerg a bit, and once that's done, I'll be able to win everything.
Well, this is certainly a deserved win. Go ahead and claim your championship trophy. Let's hear it for your champion life.
Ladies and gentlemen, one last time, your MLG 2013 Winter Championship champion for StarCraft 2, StarTale Live! I want to take the opportunity to thank everyone who tuned in, an amazing, amazing amount of viewers watching globally around the world. Of course, all of the incredible players, the casters, the staff, and all of the production who have helped make this MLG event truly a successful venture. And you know, we don't stop here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first event of 2013. Please tune in for daily programming over at MajorLeagueGaming.com, spearheaded by all the great talent over at Major League Gaming. And guess what? We'll see you at the Spring Championship in Anaheim on June 28th through the 13th. Thank you. And one last time, give it up for life. For 9.
In my opinion, an excellent number.
Yeah.
Up in the top right-hand corner. Currently, the only Zerg in the quarterfinals, the only Zerg in the semifinals, and of course, the only Zerg remaining in the finals. Can he blow everyone's expectations out of the water and be the champion in this game from StarTale? It is live!
Sean. We told me to ask, right?
Well, oh, yes, listen. A lot of players will decide to cheese in a spot like this. A lot of players will try to stick to their guns and do their trusted build in a spot like this. We've seen the cheese work for Flash, but we've seen his standard straight-up build be completely decimated by life. I honestly think that Flash's tool might have to be the siege tank. Polt used it to successfully thwart the aggression of life. Has Flash studied life enough? Can he just on the fly figure out how to deal with this Ling Bang Lang all in?
I would love to see something like that.
It could be the final game of MLG Winter Championships 2013 as Life leads in the grand finals versus Flash 3-2. Can he close it out now on Daybreak?
Well, we're about to find out. I mean, we couldn't ask for a better final right now, already going into Game 6, the potential of going the full 7 games. And I mean, Life one game up 3-2. Now the stat that was thrown out earlier,
yes,
Life did win that game. He's on the road to making this stat be number. You know, I love to talk about the dynamic capabilities of these players to be able to just change things up on the fly in the midst of a grand finals and a best of 7 to go. You know what? I identify this as being a problem, and this is what I'm going to do to change it. We've seen it through a few players here during the Winter Championships, but can it be done here in such a critical time, the grand finals?
It's so tough to tell how Flash, how can you deal with this? Right now, Life has not gone third hatchery before Pool has opted to go gas Pool straight away. We see Flash
in the southwest position as the Blue Terran. His tournament life is on the line. An amazing career through Brood War, just beginning to establish an amazing career here in StarCraft 2, but he wants this MLG Winter Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for KT Flash!
You know, you gotta stop and ask now, how does Flash respond when he's one game away from elimination?
How does Flash respond if he is one game away from elimination?